It is me, Aurora Dawn, your host, here with Mystic Monday. I am in Saratoga Springs. It's a little chilly, but I really want to show you my shirt that I wore for you because in my highest incarnation, I am your fairy godmother. That is what I hope to be for you. Someone who spreads a little bit of light and a little bit of love, okay? To make things a little more tolerable in this very challenging world that we live in. So, I'm going to do your Mystic Monday reading. There are so many ducks here. Look at them, they're gathering and I don't have any bread for them. Oh my goodness. I hope they don't peck at me. Do you know, fun fact, while we're sitting here, you all may or may not know that I love dragon. Me and dragon are great friends, sometimes enemies. Well, a drake is a male duck, and drake is associated with Draco, which is dragon. So a male duck, I always think of a dragon, and you know they are like dinosaurs, birds, they're all related to dinosaurs. So those ducks, they may carry a lot more power than we realize. Sure do know how to let the water just slide off their back, don't they? They don't get too bogged down by the emotional situations. Draw water, the rules by water, okay? So let's go ahead and pull your cards because, well, am I going to do 3 today? I'm going to do 1 collective reading today for everyone. I don't know why I'm compelled to do that. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit before I began today. Well, as I was driving up here to Saratoga Springs, not knowing why. Saratoga Springs is in New York. And you know, I've talked to some of you about my boss, who you've never met before, Raymond, or Ramon as I like to call him. Now, I have a good relationship with him as far as Raymond understands my talents and gifts sometimes better than I do. And he knows how to channel them better than I do. I've seen this proved over and over again. And so I listen to and trust Raymond's authority, but I always say to him, I will listen to you, but I don't have to obey you, okay? I will always listen to you because I believe that you are trying to help me and guide me, but I will not necessarily obey you if something in me says that does not feel right. I will not do it, or if he tells me to do anything that is harmful, for instance, I don't think I would do that either. But here we are, we don't know what we're going to do until we face the situation now, do we? So, I was reading the headlines, and this is not a political outlet here, this is not a political portal we have, but I do sometimes read the news, and I did see on the news today that, you know, masks that we've been wearing, not the fun masks, not the Venetian, you know, carnival type of masks, but the masks that are supposed to keep you safe from disease. Well, I read that those may become a seasonal thing after the pandemic is over, okay? And it really made me think about authority and who is the authority, and this feels like too much to me when there's no danger, and yet we're asked to potentially wear masks when the threat has passed. And so I really started to think, you know, about authority and who are our authority figures, okay? Because this is an authority figure that works for, you know, a respected, debatable health organization. And so I just thought, well, why are people listening to this one man? Why does he have the authority to tell everyone what to do regarding mask wearing and their health after the pandemic is over? It seemed just absolutely insane to me. So I just wanted to share that authority on the outer planes, meaning any other person that's not you, that you are allowing to be your authority. Well, there is a danger there because there's a hierarchy, there is not equality, and the person who is the authority, you have to be very careful to think about what they are acting from, where they are acting from, okay? Even the best, most well-intentioned authorities, they often turn into cult leaders because this is what the ego does. If the ego grabs hold of its position of authority, it ends up abusing it. And the only way that the ego is allowed to grab hold of its position of authority is if a bunch of followers come and say, you are our authority. We will do whatever it is you say. We trust you. Why? Why do you trust them and not you? Why don't you trust you? You have an inner authority. You have an inner divinity, in fact, but we don't have to go there if you don't want to. Either way, you all have an inner authority, a macrocosm, an ability to navigate through your life on your own. And that's perhaps why you're watching this, because everybody can be a leader. And if we all have everybody being a leader, we have a great, wonderful flock of beings acting on their highest urges and intuitions together, and it can flow in harmony. Yes, I'm an idealist and a dreamer, but this human plane needs a lot of work. And one of the areas that it needs some work in for us to be happier and more fulfilled is in the area of authority, okay? Okay. We need a heart-based authority. We need an authority that cares for others and cares for your well-being beyond its care for money, success, and just base authority. So let me just tell you, always look at the history of your authority and the history of the body which your authority comes from, and really say to yourself, does that body of governance or that person, do they have a history of making people feel better, follow their heart to build a world in which we experience joy, harmony, and unity? Because most authorities that I can think of in the last couple of thousand years are making a very few people very rich and very powerful, and a very massive amount of people subservient and powerless and dependent on the outer authority. You are a miraculous strength. Do not forget your strength and your resilience and your creativity, your ability to problem solve, okay? Especially when you are unified with your fellow man. I'm lecturing a little bit, I'm sorry. Oh, maybe it's these ducks, I don't know. Let's pull your cards. I have like 4 minutes left. Oh goodness. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for this week, what you may need to know about your week ahead, my darling collectives. Let me interrupt this broadcast with a request that you like or share or comment, please. If you enjoyed this or if you hated it, either way, I'd love to hear what you think, okay? So these are beautiful cards, darlings, beautiful. Now, I wish I could show you this little duck. He's right next to me. He's so cute. I think they get fed a lot. Yeah. The past is disappointment, okay? That's mourning for the past, okay? Now, we've all had a very difficult time with COVID, and we've had to let some things go. We've also had to process a lot of emotions that sort of came up to the surface as we're just sitting around, you know. And so this is about letting the water flow, letting it flow under the bridge, okay? Do you like the hat? I don't know, the hat's goofy, but what do you guys think? Maybe I'll do the rest of it. I'm so vain, I can't help it. Okay, we're gonna do the rest like this. Who knows if it looks okay. Okay, So this is about Five of Cups, letting it go, letting the old pain go, letting the relationships go, releasing the stagnation, releasing the poison, so that new emotions can flow. You see, it's a perspective shift that is needed in this picture. He's only seeing what he's lost. He's not seeing what's behind him, okay? So he drops the weight of the past, and then what's allowed in the present, we have Two of Cups. This is harmony and strength. This is two people coming together from place of true, honest vulnerability. Perhaps it's you and me right now in this moment. Open-heartedness, speaking of the heart and our vulnerability. And I'm wanting to help you, being your godmother. Of course, oh, by the way, P.S., I'm rambling a lot today. Raymond is a bit like the godfather. So I have to be so good to make up for Raymond's horrible deeds sometimes. Oh my goodness, he's a tyrant. Two of Cups. Oftentimes, though, with Two of Cups, you do have two opposites, okay? You have the yin and the yang. You have 69, okay? So with the Two of Cups, you've got two coming together who each have something to share that the other doesn't have. And then you also have a mirror effect showing up, where the other sees things in you and reveals those things to you about you, which you may not have been focusing on, but they're very beautiful attributes that you have. But you needed somebody else to point them out and remind you of how incredibly beautiful and loved that you are, dear one. If you are alone or in a couple or in a horrible relationship or with a horrible family, still you are loved. I can promise you, from where I see things, you are never alone. You are never alone. There are always ancestors, guides, guardians that are watching you, and you feel their presence more as you open vulnerability to sharing your true, honest heart with another in the smallest relationships. This works if you allow it in the grocery store, or I don't know, I'm terrible at the examples. In the park, where I am today. I haven't met anyone yet, but anyway. Okay, next, after the Two of Cups. So this is, if you're not feeling this now, you have an opportunity for this now, but you have to drop the morning cloak. Drop the morning cloak. Let go of the old. Trust that. I love that Cat Power song. What comes is better than what came before. Maybe it's a cover, I don't know, but I love it and I believe it. And so then what we're leading to is the Empress, darlings. That is the nurturing divine mother. That is Venus energy. Now we are in Taurus, and so, oh my goodness, and we just had Venus enter Gemini, where we've got communication, flirtiness, opportunity for love, okay? And so then we've got, Venus is, of course, the ruler of Taurus, which is why I said about the Taurus season now. So we have the Empress, this is the matriarch. So this is where you are receiving, nurturing in some way from the matriarch. Now, so this is like where you open up and you say, the trajectory here is, I'm disappointed, I want help, I need help, I open to help. You get some help in some way. And then after you get that help that you've opened to, you receive nourishment. This can literally be in like eating like whole, delicious, healthy foods. If some new food comes into your life, some new wonderful restaurant that you love, some farm to table situation. I'm clearly being influenced by Hudson Valley, where I'm residing at the moment. There's farms everywhere. It's crazy. It's beautiful. Okay, so wonderful. This is Mother Earth as well. Thinking about Mother Earth and grounding and feeling protected by Mother energy. I must go now. I love you all so much, beautiful ones. Thank you for joining me, your host, your fairy godmother, Aurora Dawn, on Mystic Monday.